This is Jamie Drummond for Good Food Revolution. I am here at the Hofburg Palace in Vienna with none other than Willi Klinger, who is the Managing Director of the Wine Marketing Board of Wines of Austria. How are you this afternoon, sir?
Yeah, it started with immediate crowds of professionals from all over the world. We have 40 countries here, and so it's harvest time now because we prepared this event over the last 10 months, and so it's now fantastic to see all these people, the winemakers who love us for bringing in such interesting people like you, for example.
Why, thank you. Now, you are in a very interesting position right now, and I've known you as being the face of Austrian wine for quite some time now. Can you remember your very first introduction to wine, Willi?
I'm from Upper Austria, which is not a wine-growing region in Austria. It's a beer and cider region, but I come from a family who always had a restaurant, so to say. It was more like an inn because I was born in 1956, so in the 60s nobody would go out for dinner in the countryside, only for weddings, funerals, baptisms. That was it, yeah. But my mom has always been a super cook. By the way, I'm doing a cookbook with her. She's now 81 years old, and wine was always available in our inn. Of course, simpler versions than what I drink today. The red wines were basically coming from Alto Adige, and the white wines from the classic Austrian regions. I think the white wines were already pretty good what we had. And my father, although not being a wine expert, but he always wanted to have a little better wine than the other inns, because sometimes the quality, what they served and poured, was rather poor. So we always had a little bit the better wine, but basically in white. The red wines, yeah, you know, Austria's red wine culture is 30 years old, something like that.
Oh, it's just that, right.
It's mid-80s, malolactic fermentation, barrique aging, new grape varieties, French grape varieties. That was the first wave of innovation. And then this led then to a situation where winemakers found out that we had local grape varieties like Blaufränkisch, Zweigelt, St. Laurent, that with the new technique, with the good winemaking, became really internationally competitive wines. And this is the new situation that we also had yesterday in this red wine tasting, where we had 170 journalists tasting in the Redutensäle in a wonderful atmosphere, quiet. For hours they could taste flights and flights of Austrian red wines, and we called it evolution in style.
It was a very interesting tasting, Willi. I concentrated upon the Blaufränkisch, as I find that to be the most fascinating. But we had Pinot Noir, we had Saint Laurent, and also Cuvée.
The and
various
Zweigelt,
blend, and Zweigelt, sorry. Yeah. I missed out the Zweigelt, sorry. For you, what are the most interesting developments in the world of red wine in Austria right now?
I think as we had to learn the basic techniques of making red wine in the mid-80s, then we planted successful grape varieties like Cabernet Merlot, but it's now time to apply all the knowledge to the local grape varieties, and we have with Zweigelt, St. Laurent, and especially Blaufränkisch, super grape varieties that we are very proud of. It's our indigenous grape varieties, and by the way, Blaufränkisch is also grown in Hungary under the name of Keck, Frankoschen in Germany under the name of Lemberger. New movements in Germany also inspired by our success. You get some quite decent Lembergers already, very good ones.
What would you say the biggest challenges were facing the Austrian wine industry right now?
You know, we had this problem in the mid-80s when basically not too dramatic wine alleviation scandal became a world press event. We didn't handle that correctly. But now it's a question of the rise of the phoenix. We are back on track. We have super exports and value. It's a fantastic situation. The only thing is that Grüner Veltliner, which are signature grape and is now also from time to time planted in other parts of the world, because it's such a good wine and such a universal wine, such a wine that can give a very good table wine, but also world-class. And the challenge is to tell the world that you can drink world-class for a price ex cellar of 30 euros or something, for $40. I think this is the key. I'm a wine lover, you know. You know it, that I drink French, Italian wines, even Canadian wines I had. And there's good wine available all over the world, but there's not so much really world-class wine. And really world-class wine from classic regions like Bordeaux and Burgundy is so expensive now that our young people, our friends, cannot afford drinking them. When I started in the wine business in '87, my boss would open a Mouton or a Romanée Conti whenever we needed one. Not every day, but every week I had a great bottle of wine to learn. But 1,000 euros upwards, your boss would not open the bottle for the apprentice.
So we're here at Vivinum, the first real day of Vivinum today. How many producers, delegates, visitors and the like are here today? It seems very busy and in this wonderful, wonderful situation of the Hofburg Palace. Is this the biggest Vivinum as of yet?
Definitely. There's different parts of visitors, you know. First, exhibition space is limited, so we have something like 500 wineries. Most of them from Austria, but with guest country France. There's Alto Adige here. There's wineries from few other countries in the neighborhood. But it's the show of the Austrian wine, like Vinitaly is the show of the Italian wine, and Vinexpo, yeah, we are there at Vinexpo, but it's about the French wine. So this is about Austrian wine here. We expect something like 20,000 visitors, hopefully, but what we provide from the Austrian Wine Marketing Board side is we fly in, we invite, we host, we service 900 professionals from 40 countries. So with a focus on trade, because if you have 450 Austrian wineries looking for representation and an importer, you better send them somebody who wants to buy. But we have also wine writers from all over the world, and the press, the social media. It's a big meeting point. And we also do the surrounding programs like the party tonight, the Horrigan yesterday, they get together the first day. We will, on Monday evening, the last day, we chill out with a very interesting situation at the Naschmarkt. This is the local food market of Vienna. And there's an modern Asian restaurant on market. And we send out finger food Asian style with Austrian wine style that most suitable for Asian food, because we believe that if we want to be successful in the export, we have to prove that our wines with their fruit and their acidity, their freshness, pair so nicely with different kinds of foods, because we don't have so many Austrian restaurants abroad. I think Toronto has no Austrian restaurant.
I don't believe there's one, you're correct.
There's one, yeah. So what could we do? The Italians can always find an Italian restaurant from Alaska to Fallon, but we have to market our wine with your food, and this is what we try to achieve in doing different combinations.
Well, Willi, before I say goodbye to you, the big question that everyone's been asking today at Vivinum is, will you be entertaining us with some of your wonderful singing this evening?
You listen to my voice. I was on a boat in Wachau in the hot sun doing a tasting of Wachau single vineyards as we passed by the vineyards on the river. And then we went to Domaine Wachau's chili cellar from 1691. It was only 8 degrees Celsius down there. I took a little cold, so my voice is a little bit handicapped. The selection of songs will be more like Lee Marvin or something like that. But let's see, maybe with 2 glasses of wine in the evening I can do something nice for you.
Willi Klinger, thank you very much for joining us at Good Food Revolution today. It's always a great pleasure to visit Vienna and come here for Vivinum. Fantastic time so far, and we look forward to this evening. Bye for now.
See you in Toronto.